Hello, it's Ash and welcome back to my channel. Now, these are going to be stretches that are going to help improve your ankle mobility, so how well your ankle moves and functions. We are going to use a strap or a belt, so you might need to get yourself one of those right now. If you haven't got one, we're going to pop that down for a moment and we're going to start with a wall or a cupboard in front of you, and what we're going to do is we're going to go left foot forwards and we're going to step the right foot back, and we're going to get into the calf muscle. So hands at about shoulder height, and we're going to push that back heel into the floor, and as we do that we're going to slowly pulse forwards with that knee, that front knee, and massage and stretch. So we want to keep that knee relatively straight, but we don't want to feel it too much at the back of the knee. We want to feel it more in the belly of the calf muscle. So if you're feeling at the back of the knee, and that's the sciatic nerve, we want to just bend the knee ever so slightly, but not too much, because that actually is the next stretch. So we've got the gastrocnemius and the soleus, the two muscles in the calves area, and this tends to get the gastrocnemius, the bigger one, more. And then when we bend the knee in the second exercise, we're going to focus on the soleus. So just massaging and pulsing, and making sure that back heel is pushing into the floor. Now, if you need to increase it, you can step the foot further back. If you need to back off, you can step the foot further forward. So find the right intensity. Again, we're warming it up and loosening. So ankle mobility is heavily correlated with our calf and Achilles flexibility. So we have better ankle function when we have better range of motion in our Achilles and our calf area. So that's why we're working on that. Okay, so from here now, what we're going to do is step that right foot up a little step and bend both knees. Now push that right heel still into the floor, and now what we're going to do is again push into the hands and sort of almost squat down so that we can get into you should feel that almost like a thin strip of a muscle in the calf muscle. So not the big belly area of the calf muscle. And then again, same thing, we're pulsing forwards and back, but trying to keep that back heel flat into the floor. And again, about intensity wise, about a 7.5 out of 10, no more. Massage and pulse with it, keep breathing. Try and relax your shoulders and your jaw. So you might notice that if you have tight calf area, calf muscles, your ankle flexibility, your dorsiflexion, which is basically as your toes lift up to your knee, will be limited. Now, if you run on any undulating surface, or if you step up a curb, or if you run up a hill, or if you're a trail runner, you will notice that your ankles get really painful, take a bit of a beating. Maybe your calf muscles and your Achilles get really tight and painful as well. Okay, and then I'm going to just step up and then just feel the difference between the left and the right. Okay, we're going to go hands back into the wall, right foot towards the wall, step the left foot back, and we're going into that nice, relatively straight leg. Again, if you need to have a slight bend, have a slight bend, and then we're going to pulse and massage with that. Again, so we're trying to push that back heel into the floor, so push into the hands to do that, and then we're also sort of doing like a little mini lunge with this. Keep breathing. So you can see how that's working. Stretching into the ankle. Keep breathing as we do this. So if you think about when we come through toe off position, which if you just look at the screen for a moment is effectively, I mean, this is an exaggerated position. If I didn't have my arms here, if I was a sprinter, this would be toe off where I'd be pushing like that. That would be, we could just carry on doing that motion. That would be toe off position. The better ankle range of motion and more elasticity you've got in your ankle range of motion in toe off, the more efficient your stance phase going through to toe off will be as you run. Okay, and then what we're going to do from here is stepping that left foot up now, bend those knees again, push that left heel into the floor, but with good bent knees, and you're sort of squatting down a little bit, and then again you're massaging with that knee, it's like doing mini little lunges forwards and back, and you should be feeling that again. And like the little strip muscle should feel like it's not just in the big belly, because we've taken that gastrocnemius out of play with this bent knee now. So the belly of the calf should just feel like one little thin area. Keep breathing as you push that heel into the floor. So if you've got limited ankle mobility as you run, what will happen is effectively your toe is going to come off quicker in toe off position. It's going to want to lift up and you're not going to get as full range of motion through your stance phase. Okay, and then again just standing up, and again feel the after effects. Maybe they feel a little bit lighter and maybe looser. They obviously feel worked. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do an ankle alphabet. Now you can hold on to something if you need to for balance. So we'll just take the pressure off the quad muscles and the glutes on the left. We're going to bring the right foot up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do an ankle alphabet. Now we're going to, with your big toe, imagine there's a pen on your big toe, and we're going to try and draw a capital letter alphabet in as big letters as we can, so make them really big and exaggerated, and let's start that alphabet now. So try and make, again, the movements as big and as exaggerated as you can, going all the way through the alphabet. So this is really working again into all of those muscles around the ankle. It helps stabilize it. And it's giving the mind something to focus on, so it's a really good way to get those muscles active in different movement patterns. I forgot which letter was next. So again, as big as you can, you should feel everything working. You should start feeling the shins, right into the ankle, into the top of the foot. Oh, and that's it. Oh, yes. I don't know why I made that involuntary noise. How does that feel? So just again, pause and feel all that work. Can you feel how those stabilizing muscles are active on that side compared to the other? This should feel like everything's switched on and a little bit more stable. We're going to go into the left side now again. So big exaggerated alphabet. Let's go. Drawing big capital letters as big as you can. Really exaggerate them. Keep breathing as you do it. Don't hold the breath. And just notice the function on the left compared to the right. Are they about the same? Do you have the same level of activation and ability to be able to draw through those shapes? Or is one different to the other? And what you can notice if one is considerably weaker than the other side, what you can do is you can double up. So you can do double the amount of work on the weaker side. So do it twice. Pause the video and do it again on the weaker side. So the weaker side catches up with the stronger side. So I'm almost there on this side. Okay. And done for me. I'm going to pedal it out again, feel the difference, and breathe. Okay, and then we're going to come down onto a kneeling position with the left foot forwards. If you need to soften the knee, if you get painful knees, make sure you put a cushion or a blanket underneath the knee to make it softer. Now what I'm going to do, hands to the hips, so our head is above our back knee, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lunge forwards. Keep the heel and the whole foot nice and flat the whole way through. If the heel lifts up, don't go any further in any of this range of motion. Push the knee forwards and come back. Let's just do a few times of this. Push forwards, push back. So push into the big toe to rock backwards to this starting kneeling position. Make sure that right knee feels okay with this. Breathe. Okay, now what we're going to do from here, as we come back up, we're in this position, we're going to try and roll to the left, roll to the right, roll to the left, but what we're trying to actively focus on is keeping the foot flat into the floor, so not rolling and lifting the toes. So you have to work the foot muscles to push the toes, the big toe, then the little toe area, in as the knee rolls left and right. So again, we're working into those little tiny muscles around the ankle that as the knee rolls left and right, so laterally, we've got that good foot activation in those muscles and support that ankle. So in and out, make sure it feels okay. Don't push into pain if the knee doesn't like it. Just make the motion smaller. You should feel, again, everything working around this ankle, going up into the shin. Okay, and then we're going to step that foot backwards. Feel the after sensations again. Step the right foot forwards. We'll get hands to the hips if you want. And you can go lunging again, keeping the whole foot. So if the heel starts to lift up, carry on going. Breathe as we do this. Okay, and then let's go into that right and left. As we go to the right, push the big toe into the floor. As we come inwards, we push the little toe into the floor. So again, we're moving the knee left and right, but we're trying to really focus on pushing the toes into the floor to really activate all of those muscles around the ankle area that stabilize everything around that area. That's it. Okay, well done. Then come back down onto your bum. Let's take that strap now. I'm going to place the strap around the left foot. And make sure you don't squish the toes. So go around the balls of the feet. And now what we're going to do from here is a nice straight left leg. But make sure we've got a slight bend in the knee. Again, we don't want to floss and stretch the sciatic nerve because we could just damage it. So we're going to pull into a stretch. And again, I'm not going to squish my little toe. We're going to pull into a stretch. A nice good stretch. Keep the heel into the floor. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push. I'm going to release the pull with my hands and push my toes forwards. Then I'm going to release the push. And then I'm going to pull into the stretch. Hold for a few seconds. And then I'm going to release the pull with my hands so that my toes can push. So I'm doing that kind of like backwards and forwards. Just moving the tension ever so slightly. But as you come into the stretch, hold for a few seconds. Then push with the toes. Pull back, hold for a few seconds. Push into the toes. Again, really good for the calf and shin area. Okay, last one and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and release. Again, feel the after effects and switch to the other side. Again, around the balls of the feet. We don't want to squish and compress the toes. Have a slight bend in the knee. Up nice and tall as we pull into that stretch. Pause for a few seconds and then push through the toes. Pull into the stretch. And push. Again, repeating that process. So you could do this session as an add-on. You could do it as an activation session before you go out for a run. You could do it now. You could now do a pre-run, and then your calf muscles and your ankle area are really ready and warm to go for your run. You could do it as a 3 to 4 times a week mobility session. So there's lots of ways that you could do this. Okay, and then hold for this last 5 seconds of this stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Take the band off, and then just hands behind the back, and then just point the toes, pull the toes up, and feel how that feels now. And if you've enjoyed this video, if you found it useful for your body, if you can feel the difference, if you could just give it a thumbs up, I'd be very grateful, or just put thanks for the video in the comments. I do greatly appreciate that. And if you're interested in working with me as your coach, again, have a look in the link in the description below. So thank you, well done for being here, improving your ankle mobility, and I shall see you in the next video.